Hey, 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 how's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm good.
Go, talk.
We're so excited. We have a guest on the podcast. It's been a while, so we decided to have a guest, and this is a really exciting one.
Well, I just realized, so do you want me to introduce?
Yeah, go for it.
So a couple weeks ago, I was talking about our kids being in band, and their band director has a cupcake business, and apparently we sent business his way because we clearly have this influence on people. We have a huge following of 7 people. And so he, as a
courtesy
incredibly
to us,
kind gesture, baked us cupcakes today. I know, go get them.
Go get the
We're going to taste test them also. So it'll be awkward if they taste badly. But so what's even more exciting for me is that he made me gluten-free cupcakes. And so we said he has to be on our podcast today. And so we are presenting to you Jason Branch, the infamous band director of the West Geauga Marching Band and owner of, I'm going to say it wrong, Fire and Frosting? Frosting and Fire. Frosting and Fire. Is it cupcakes or baking?
I do whatever.
We clearly don't even know what our guest does.
I don't know. He brought me food. I'm very happy.
Well, so we've actually talked about Mr. Branch a lot on the podcast. He's just only heard one episode.
It's kind of abnormal.
It's always, but we're his groupies.
So
his
today,
students love him so much that now the parents do too.
I just told our friend who also works with us that Mr. Branch was going to be on our podcast, and she was like, "Why? Are you going to talk about the marching band?" And I was like, "Maybe."
We could.
Okay, so we're going to tell me what you brought us here.
Sure. So there's 3 varieties of flavor, and I wanted to make everything kind of the same because I didn't want you to feel left out being gluten-free.
I appreciate that.
So there's 4 peanut butter chocolate, 4 mint chocolate, and 4 cherry chocolate.
You use almond in your frosting, don't you?
I do.
I can smell it. It smells so good.
So exciting. Okay, what are you going to taste? Because we should taste the same one, I feel like.
Okay, you tell me. Whatever you want to taste, I'll taste too. Pick one and then I'll follow.
Let's do cherry. It's cherry season at Patterson Fruit Farm.
Get those tart cherry orders in.
Make sure you do.
Cherries come in next week. Okay, so this is a live on the air taste test.
Okay, and mine is gluten-free. I'm so excited.
So it's cherry frosting and a chocolate cupcake. But is there cherry in the cupcake too?
No, there's not cherry in the cupcake.
Okay.
Sorry.
You cannot tell this is gluten-free at all.
Mm.
Holy cow. Normally gluten-free is super dry and crumbly.
Okay. The frosting is good.
The frosting is amazing.
This is your mom's recipe, right?
Yeah, it's my mom's recipe.
Well, tell us how you got into cakes.
Yeah.
Sure.
And cupcakes.
They're
So good.
I'm eating the whole thing.
Started when I was a kid. Growing up, my mom was always baking. My mom was always baking cakes and cupcakes and pies and cookies, just almost every day, because she had it as a business of hers. And then,
she had a business as
yeah,
well.
she did. But when I was at elementary school age, she did wedding cakes a lot, and so I would always be there watching her bake and just on cupcake deliveries with her.
Get the dogs.
Cake deliveries with her. So we would always be assembling stuff on site.
Oh, that'd be so stressful.
The delivery of all these boxes in the back seat, and you're worried because she pre-stacked a tier and the dowel rod shifts, and then the wedding cake is collapsing. So
I couldn't do it.
We've been on some cake emergencies, but I never helped her bake. I just always helped deliver and kind of watched and kept the dog away.
Same.
Then eventually, I'm skipping a lot of childhood and adolescence. In 2019, she passed away, and I realized she had always said we wanted to bake together so I could learn everything she knew, and then we never got around to it, and then she passed away of cancer. So pretty sad, pretty traumatizing. I guess I don't want to oversell it or but I just spent that summer after she passed away baking. Everything I could possibly think of that I've seen her make, and then making gallons and gallons of frosting just to figure out what the correct flavor profile was.
And you finally got it.
So you didn't have her recipe necessarily.
Not
you
necessarily,
had to kind of
right?
Figure it out.
Right. I had an idea of what it was supposed to be and taste and include. But
Do you feel like this is it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's good.
Well, it was it, but then she would always just do this plain this vanilla buttercream that had a specific unique flavor to it. And I started just messing with flavors and going for pretty fun combinations because I feel like cupcakes should be whimsical. whimsical.
Yeah, I love it.
So I have to tell you that anyone that is gluten-free will know this feeling. This is the most uneasy feeling right now because when you eat something that tastes normal, you think you think it's wrong. You're like, oh, they gave me the wrong thing. Like we were at a restaurant the other day and I ordered food and I could tell when it came out, like what it looked like, that it was the wrong thing. But it is the most, like, you're scared out of your mind because
It's a good scared feeling
to taste
because
this
it's
good.
Yeah.
So, yep, gluten-free bakery now. You're going to add that to your resume.
Sure. Well, the gluten-free thing was fun because, like, for Kristen's cupcakes, that was just normal. Like, I would do, like, I could put cherry in the actual batter. Like, I put peanut butter chips in the peanut butter batter, and that should be really awesome.
And they're really pretty. Like, they're beautiful.
Like, they're piped beautifully.
So piping, like I have all my mom's old icing tips, and then I've made a collection of my own. Like icing tip collection is an underrated hobby because you can make things look so cool if you know how to use it. But you have to practice a lot.
Well, if we want to make any fancy donuts in the market, we know who to call. Like
I
that
was gonna say,
rose
I
on
feel
top
like-
of the Derby donut, we'll just call in Mr.
I'm
Branch.
trying for that really hard. I really think it would be really good.
So what year did you start your business?
So like 2019, I just started making and giving away. And as I was just giving cupcakes away to people like it was more like family and friends. And then for a while, I asked people not to share that they were from me or that I made them. And so I did a few like graduation parties and birthdays. But I always swore people to secrecy and just said like, don't tell people this came from me because I don't want people asking me to make it for them. Because I wasn't confident that it was going to turn out consistently good all the time. And then like 2 years ago, I just stopped asking people to not share that they were from me. And then I was encouraging people like, hey, go ahead and tell them I made it, because if somebody asks me to make it for them, I'm comfortable telling people no. Like if I'm too busy, like I can't do it. And like if I don't want to do it because I have other things going on, I just won't. So that also, like flip side of that, somebody asked me to do a 200 plus order in October this past year, right in the middle of marching band season. But this is like one of my favorite customers because they order from me all the time, and I did it. Like it was,
goodness.
like their daughter's wedding, and I didn't want to say no because I wanted to make sure that they had what they wanted.
And if you don't previously listen and you missed it, but Mr. Branch is the marching band director, and every Friday night he is, conducting
He's busy.
the marching band. He's slightly busy with all of our kids.
Fall is a busy season.
Oh my,
We
for us
we
too.
can relate, yeah. Okay, so speaking of marching band, so like just kind of flip flop over to that
Wait,
side.
I'm gonna interrupt. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
You said Derby roses. Look at
Yeah.
this rose piping.
Yes, that is
right.
exactly what I want.
Right.
Yeah, that's perfect. In the top of the donut.
So we need
we'll
to
bring
do-
you in early.
Yes,
Cool.
we start about 4 a.m. on those
Hey,
days.
I'm still up at 4 a.m.
That's exactly what I want. I really think
Only in red.
In red.
On the chocolate donut.
with a little green leaf.
Cool.
There's
the
a
Derby.
I have a leaf tip.
there's a leaf tip for that. So my aunt was a cake decorator. She's actually a French teacher, and then she made beautiful wedding cakes. And so I took cake decorating in 4-H, of course, and my least favorite project ever. I even had the turntable. I'm too much of a perfectionist. I could never finish a cake because I need to do it again because I thought it should be better. And so therefore, I did make all of the kids' birthday cakes, but like I would never make them for anybody else.
Well, cupcakes are
It's not relaxing.
Cupcakes, it's not relaxing. True.
No.
Cupcakes are very forgiving because like if you mess it up, you just scoop it off and do it again.
Okay, so that is so satisfying. I've seen things on like cooking and baking where they're like, or for
With
some
the
reason it
SM,
always
whatever it's
comes
called.
up as
whatever.
ASMR or something.
ASMR, this weird
It always
thing.
comes up in my feed, and they like mess up and they just wipe it off and
Start
start again.
over.
I'm like, what? It is very satisfying.
It's like sewing and cake decorating. Oh, too stressful for me.
I don't do either of those.
So what is your favorite cupcake that you make?
My favorite one is one that nobody normal would actually like.
Okay.
So I also make hot sauces, and because I like spicy things. Like it's more fun if your food.
Oh yeah, you
hurts
should have brought us some hot sauce.
I don't think you'd like the hot sauce, or like.
Okay.
So I don't want to say you wouldn't like.
I
it.
might.
I go for really, really either unique flavor combinations. Like I have this one that's like toasted sesame seed and ginger, like grated ginger. But then I use pepper extracts to like adjust heat levels.
Okay, we got to try these next.
Yeah, I feel like I think we need to.
We could do like a hot one.
Yeah, we'll do
Yeah,
a
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, well, he also, I think we already talked about that, but he makes a hot
Yeah,
cupcake.
Campbell tried a hot cupcake.
Yes, she came home and her mouth was on fire.
Did you eat one? Yeah. Did
Yeah.
You?
Olivia's not brave. So your favorite
So
cupcake?
my favorite cupcake is a maple bacon one.
Oh.
Where it's like a maple buttercream with like really crispy bacon on top of it. But like the not the hardest part is the bacon. It's just if I burn the bacon, I don't mind burnt bacon bits on a maple cupcake. But not everybody would like that. Hi, Jack.
The kids are
Hey,
rolling
we
in.
were just talking about Campbell and the spicy cupcake.
It was bad, she said. It was bad. So.
You guys, he made me.
Oh my gosh.
gluten-free.
You guys got it. Don't eat the one I started. His cupcakes are amazing.
good.
Come give a try. And then, Mr. Branch, what are you wearing on your feet?
My sister got me some baking socks for my birthday, and they have like rolling pins and spatulas, and there's a cake turntable.
So Kristen awkwardly took a picture.
I already
of
took a
them.
picture, so you'll see the bake. Well, it's important. They want to see it now.
So many more ways to talk about feet on the
Wait,
internet.
Yeah, gosh.
Come on, dogs.
So let's talk about Mr. Branch, the band teacher. Now some of your students are here. Actually, four of them. So you went to school at Ohio State.
I did.
Fun thing is you were in the OSU marching band.
That's true.
You were a trumpet player. What chair were you in the
So
marching
they
band?
They don't do
They don't
chairs
do
in the marching
chairs.
band.
They just do your lines.
It's rows.
Rows.
So like there's 6 rows of trumpets, like A, B,
You
C.
should know this, I feel.
He didn't make it. I didn't have to learn all the rest of it.
and S, T, X, and they're like a mirror of each other.
Okay.
So A row is solo trumpet, E flat cornet. It's like the highest playing part, or like not like the best, but like the highest partials, highest part
Okay.
of the music. And then B row is first trumpet and second trumpet. C row is second trumpet and flugelhorn. And then row X, T, S is just a mirror image of A, B, C. And
Okay.
So like you would like one wouldn't say that you were first chair in the marching band. You would say like what part you played.
Okay.
So like I played solo trumpet in A row.
Okay, so you were kind of good.
I still am.
Yeah, I still am.
But
I'm
hey,
glad that your confidence hasn't been affected by this.
but in 2008, I was the A row squad leader, and so like I would say like I was A1 in 2008 in Ohio State's marching band would be an accurate
So
way
that's
to
like the
describe it.
best.
That's the best.
It's really not a anybody's better than anybody else kind of thing.
He's
because
just saying this in
But it
case
is.
anybody's
But
listening
it
that
is.
he marched with.
No, look, there are so many good people in every section.
Yeah.
And
That's an amazing organization.
How old were you when you first picked up a trumpet?
I was in 5th grade. I started
so you
like
started
the normal time.
normal,
We did a like instrument fitting, and I thought trombone looked so fun. But my dad said he played trumpet in high school, so I would have to play trumpet. And I didn't want to, but I really liked just because I'm kind of nerdy. Flipping to the back of the book, and looking at the fingering chart and just like figuring out notes, like that was fun for me. And then I learned Carmen, Ohio in 5th grade and played
This
it
is
for my
someone else that I
grandpa.
had nothing in common with in high school, just so you know.
Dana,
You're another person.
I know. Don't worry, Mr.
can't.
Branch. Don't feel
I don't have any-
isolated. She has
it's-
nothing in common with me still.
I can't even like follow this. I feel like so silly. Like I don't even know what he's saying. I feel like I should know this.
It's okay.
embarrassing.
Go on, Mr. Branch.
Go
So
on.
he learned how to play. You said Carmen or the fight Carmen
Ohio,
in the
because-
5th grade. I
yeah.
feel like that was kind of impressive in its own.
It wasn't that hard of a song, but
grade?
like
5th grade.
but my family really liked to listen to it, and they really encouraged me. So every time we had like Thanksgiving or Christmas and family visited, they would just tell me to take out my trumpet and like
You were
play
the
a song.
show-off.
Yeah.
It's like, listen to our son.
Yeah.
And poor Parker, we say, can you just go outside and practice? Like, thanks.
Same with Sam.
But I was oblivious. Like I didn't really feel like social anything, like distress or embarrassment at all. Like I was just like, oh, this is fun, and like I don't mind showing off.
Okay, so I want
You're
to
gonna
talk,
talk
I wanna
about
talk
it, yeah.
that for a second, because when I think that you saying that makes so much sense actually, that you never felt that like growing up, because like where I went to high school, the marching band was not the coolest kids, and it was not nobody like. There were a lot of kids that wanted to be in it, but it was not the same kids that wanted to play the sports or participate in other activities. And I feel like I don't know how you do this, but you make it so that these kids want to participate in the marching band while also being able to play their sports and participate in other activities and clubs. And I don't find that to be the norm at other schools. Like, I definitely think there is something behind that. And I'm curious, like, what you feel is your reason, like, how you do that or your why.
Sure. I'll go back to high school for that one. My high school was, like, marching band wasn't the cool thing at my high school. But we were a competitive marching band, and to us and our director, it was important that we, like, go to competitions, win trophies, and, like, get, like, first place in the competitions we were in. So we felt justified in, like, even though marching band wasn't the cool thing to do, we were winning grand championships and getting all these gigantic trophies for our band room. So we felt like we were accomplishing something, regardless of whether, like, this is a cool activity or not. We were good at it, and we liked it, and we liked being good at it. So then my attitude completely changed at Ohio State. It's not competitive. It's all collaborative. And so 225 people just trying to impress an audience of 110,000 is a totally different game. My senior year, I had a trumpet solo of, like, the Cheers theme in a TV Land show that we did.
Oh, that would have been good.
Awesome.
I walk up to a microphone on the sideline, and I just know, like, 100,000 people are listening to me by myself play trumpet, and I love that feeling.
Yeah.
So performance is so, like, electric and magical and, like, fun. But then when you get to, like, teaching high school students, like, everybody has their own interests, and, like, band is awesome and fun to do, but, like, they're not going to see that unless you allow them to. And so, like, I have fun doing my job because I really, really like it. And, like, at the middle school level, high school level, it's rewarding. But it's also nice to see them, like, want to play. Everybody's at a different level. Like, we have some amazing performers, and we have some people that are just, like, there because their friends are there.
That'd be Campbell.
And people like holding their instrument or, like, being
She tries really hard.
She tries real hard.
Campbell, you're really good at the flute.
But, like, to say, like, this is what I love and how you've developed the band. I mean, everybody has fun. There's such a good mix of kids. Your flexibility with them.
So I think for in our house, that's the biggest thing, because Liv obviously plays a sport that she was told at the beginning she would not be able to do both. What?
Yeah, but she's such a great student, and, like, she's so fun to have in class that it was absolutely worth, like, going to the
Campbell,
volleyball
he didn't say anything about you like this.
But, like, if we have a conflict, like, the volleyball coach is also flexible
she
and understanding.
is.
And so
She is
if
very
I can go
much,
talk to a
yes.
coach and just say, hey, I'd like to share this student
Yeah.
because she likes being in band, she likes playing volleyball.
I think she would have felt like she had to choose.
Can she do
otherwise.
both? Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I think having to choose is the norm in a lot of other schools.
For
and
sure.
that, I think that hurts both programs.
I agree. You know, we had one kid. What? Oh, yeah. He
I'm being
knows.
I mean, I saw that, but I forgot.
Yeah. We had a kid,
I don't
Sam.
think anybody watches. I think you're good.
Actually, they did. I'll tell you the number when we're done. So we had a kid who we had, like, when Sam was in the band, who loved the band, like, that was like, well, Sam did multi things too, but he loved the band. Like, that was his thing. He loves to drum. We would occasionally have to threaten to him that you're going to have to go to Mr. Branch and you're going to have to tell him that his sinner snare is not going to be there tonight because you didn't turn in your homework. Like, that's the kind of kid we had to deal with Sam. And of course he gets it done. Like, he doesn't want to do that. So there's all types and there's all kinds. And I think that that's just, you've done an excellent job. And that's why the band's so big. And they're good.
Yeah.
And they all have fun. But yet they still respect you and you run a tight ship. But, you know, I think most of them would say you're probably their favorite teacher. So that says a lot.
I think it's important that I have fun while doing the job, and, like, it's a lot. Like, there's a lot to do at all times, and it's stressful, but I enjoy it. And, like, if you enjoy it and have fun doing it, like, I don't want to say it's not work, or, like, if you're doing something you love, you never have to work a day.
Right. Well, we just talked about that last
We
night.
just had that
Bill
conversation.
doesn't like that line.
I don't
Yeah.
I don't believe in that, but, like, I enjoy what I do, and I enjoy that they enjoy it, and it's so rewarding that, like, it's totally worth it. They see me have fun, and it's more fun for them, but they also see me have standards, and like, it's going to be good if you apply those standards. And they also see me get mad when people misbehave.
But
and, like,
they want to perform for you.
Right. They want to do their best.
They want to please you, to, like, do their best for you. Like,
But, like, what Mrs. DeSapri and I want is, like, we want them to perform for themselves. And, like, the reason we have those standards is so they can develop those own personal standards. So they're performing to their own standards instead of ours.
the rest of their life.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Right.
The rest of their
not
life.
just doing this. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
And so, like, Taylor is awesome with that also.
Is she jealous of you right now?
that she's on the
No,
podcast.
I didn't tell her I was on here.
Nobody knows. He's keeping this a secret.
This is like a big surprise.
No, I'll talk to Taylor. I'll probably call her right after this and tell her that I was on here, and then she's gonna be upset.
We can have her on as the working band teacher mom because she had a baby.
Yes.
Like she's got a little one, and this is like every Friday night plus after school.
So
like this is so much for
I
music
give you
teachers.
guys so much credit because I saw it firsthand when we went. Okay, so the band went to Disney this year, and then I picked Olivia up.
I saw too. I saw it.
I picked Olivia up like from Universal, and I am watching this man attempt to corral how many kids were there?
Our trip was I think 144.
Okay, so to keep basically 150 kids in a group walking to the back to get to the buses through Universal, through City Walk, and like I'm dying. My stress level. I'm like I got lost.
We were talking about two separate things. This is not what I thought you were going to say. I saw Mrs. DeSapri when she got off the bus from
At
being
West
on
G.
at West G.
And her husband and son were there.
They were so cute. Like she grabbed the baby and like hugged and kissed her husband. It was so cute. He missed her. She missed him.
But
Like
along those lines,
was so
I had
cute.
asked Liv. I said, "Oh, is Mr. Branch bringing his kids? Because you have 2 young kids." And she said, "There is no way he could be able to do that because like it's not enjoyable. I'm sure.
Well,
like
I'd have to ignore my family or ignore my job.
exactly,
And
you can't ignore
choose
your
between
job
that.
when you're
Right.
responsible for 150 kids. And I'm like, yeah, I guess that makes total sense. Like, but if I were your kids, I'd be kind of angry. You owe them a Disney trip.
No, we do. We definitely owe them a Disney trip.
they'd have a much more fun experience without the 150
for
kids.
sure.
Yeah.
And just having dad to themselves.
Which
for
Ella
sure.
is here right now, and she has got her stack of books, and she's so cute. She's waiting for this podcast to be over so she can have her dad back and eat lunch. We got to wrap up. So, anyways, we're so glad to have you on this episode.
You made it really easy for us because we didn't have to think of something else.
Yeah,
Right.
That's great.
About.
But you guys also only tried one cupcake. You have to test another one.
All right.
Okay.
Which one do you recommend testing?
The mint one is very popular.
Okay.
All right.
But
I mean, I ate the whole cherry one.
Yeah.
I haven't eaten it yet.
Here, come eat it with me.
And he has these are these Andes?
They're
Little
Andes
Andes mints on top.
yes.
Here, can you see it?
I love to
The
cook
little
too,
Andes
Mr. Branch.
ones.
Look, he's like the star of the show.
Oh,
Oh my god.
okay.
You're gonna love it.
The cherry was really good, but I love mint chocolate chip ice cream. This tastes like Jack Patterson is gonna love this.
You have
Campbell, you
mint
like
up
it?
your nose.
Oh my gosh, guys. Well, we got to wrap this up because we have to go eat more cupcakes.
All right. Thank you so much for being with
Yeah,
us.
thanks for having
Oh,
me,
and
guys.
Olivia got her braces off. Big news, big news.
You should show now.
She has cupcakes.
Oh, she cannot show right now. She cannot show. Until next time, friends, we're mismatched.